The thing about mashups to me, though, they have to be the perfect thing. You can't just like put two things together and hope it works. To me, it has to make sense. There has to be a psychology behind it.
Can you rate my Thundercats ho?
Sure, go
And
ahead.
give me an honest answer.
All right.
Okay. Thundercats ho! I feel like whatever you watch them in, it's the Muppets, and you can always have like a feel-good moment with them.
Well, you just said it. It feels good, doesn't it?
Hey guys, welcome back to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today we're at Ultracon 2022, and I'm joined by Jaime Coker. How are you?
I am very good. And yourself?
I'm doing fantastic.
Awesome.
Now, I did a little research on you.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that this interview is going to go 6 hours long because you like professional wrestling,
Yes, I do.
you like comic books,
Oh my gosh, yes.
you like movies,
Yes.
you like 90s hip hop.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking for a long time here today.
Okay.
But I'm not going to interrupt your sales because what we're really here to talk about is the art here.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about just some of the cool stuff you have going on here.
Okay, well, the whole thing about my artwork is I was definitely a child influenced by a child of the 80s, so I know I'm dating myself here. But I was definitely influenced by like the movies and the cartoons and the toys, even the commercials of the time. And it's a piece of nostalgia that's like never left me. And I just want to communicate that love of that pop culture and stuff to the masses. So when I draw something, I'm always thinking about invoking some kind of feeling when people view it. It's one of the reasons I like doing mashups, because mashups are a great opportunity to take two great tastes, put them together, and hopefully it tastes even better. So yeah, that's pretty much my thing, but also my villain series, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. I have 11 in the series so far. It's a lot of my favorite villains, starting with Skeletor, who's obviously the greatest, in my opinion. And he's a character that when you hear the voice, when you see the outfit, even the colors together, you know who this is. So it's like, let's celebrate that. I mean, I don't celebrate evil, but I do celebrate the way that these characters, for the most part, were fairly harmless, but also just created that great sense, again, of nostalgia. So that's exactly what I tap into.
Yeah, can you give me your best Skeletor impression?
Oh my gosh, I can't do that, man.
Hey, man. Mine's pretty bad.
Hey, man. Oh, yeah, yeah. Yours is probably better than mine.
Because I practice it a lot when I shouldn't be.
There you go. There you go.
No, you said the 80s. Okay, so
Yes.
I love the 80s. The 80s and the 90s, that's my jam, for sure, for sure. What made those commercials in the 80s so awesome?
Well, okay, well, here's the thing. Like, let's just take McDonald's, for instance. My wife and I were talking about this not too long ago. What's funny is you watch a McDonald's commercial from the 80s and you're like, oh my gosh, I just walked into like Narnia or something. It's like, you know, there's like sparkles everywhere, and Ronald and the Hamburglar and Grimace and even the little fry guys are like walking around and you're just like, where is this place? And then at the end, you know, the Golden Arches, McDonald's. And then you go to actual McDonald's and you're like, well, they got Happy Meals. I guess that's something. But still, I mean, the commercials back then, like even, especially the toy commercials, oh my gosh, they made everything look so just amped up to 10, 11, and you were just like, so like, oh my gosh, I have to have that. So they just found a great way of marketing. Marketing was like such a huge thing back then.
It really was, because I remember even things like Nerf or something. It was like, you felt like you were like in a futuristic world or something, right?
Exactly. Oh, exactly. And, you know, like even things like, because I was a huge G.I. Joe fan.
Okay.
Anytime a new G.I. Joe toy commercial came out, my eyes were glued to the screen. I just could not take my eyes off of it. And then I knew it was going to be begging my mom for advancing my allowance to get the new vehicle that I had just seen on the commercial. Sometimes it worked. Most of the time it didn't.
Most of the time it didn't. No.
Most of the time it didn't.
Oh man. I guess I was blessed because, or I had the good, maybe the sad face. You know, you put it on and
Probably better than mine.
better than yours.
Probably better than mine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have a better sad face and a better Skeletor, but you definitely have better art than I do.
Oh, that's just a lot of practice, man. That's just a lot of practice. Yeah.
Yeah. When was it that you discovered that maybe you really had this knack for really making some kick-ass art for sure?
Well, okay. So here's the thing. When I was a kid, I was a quiet kid. I was very observant. I just like watched things around me, and I just had a hard time making friends for the most part. So I would be in class and I'd be sitting there and I'd just be like sketching and drawing and things like that. And actually, that's how I made a lot of my friends back then. People would be like, oh, what are you drawing there? So I would end up drawing things for people for their lunch money, their milk money, whatever it was like that. And lo and behold, that's how I got known at like the different elementary schools I went to, intermediate schools, high schools. Like, oh, that guy, that's the artist.
Okay.
That was always my nickname.
Because everybody has like that thing. So you were the art guy then.
I was the art guy. Yeah, that was me.
Okay.
That was me.
Now the 80s cartoons, you're obviously influenced by the Ninja Turtles and He-Man and, all the great stuff that I grew up on. Will cartoons ever make a comeback like that?
It's hard because we don't have the Saturday morning cartoons anymore. There's so many different outlets for things now. You can stream anything anytime you want to. I don't know that you're ever going to see, you're never going to have the same level of importance, I think. But I think there is a possibility of recapturing some of that. It's just finding the right venue, the right avenue to take it down to get that where it needs to be.
So there is a possibility.
There is a possibility. Okay. I'm saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
There's a chance, but I don't think kids will ever get to know like what those Saturday mornings or even the after school cartoons are all about like we grew up with.
That was a unique experience. It was so unique. I mean, you got home from school or whatever, you turned on the TV and there was going to be something, whether it was anything from G.I. Joe to DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tiny Toon Adventures, you just never knew, The kids now, it's great that they get to go back and see some of that, and they've brought some of those things back in different capacities, but it's just not quite the same. It's not quite that same excitement.
Right, I remember we used to be able to go to school and be like, did you see what happened on Ninja Turtles yesterday?
Yep, exactly.
You don't got that anymore.
No. Although there is that new Ninja Turtles game coming out, and Shredder's Revenge.
Oh, it already came out. I already beat it.
What?
Yeah, I already beat it.
No way.
Yeah, like 3 months ago.
I missed it.
But the Cowabunga collection is coming out this week, though.
Okay, so I'll be on that then.
Yes.
Yes.
Did you play those old Ninja Turtles games?
Oh my gosh, the arcade one?
Yeah, the best.
Yes. Where it had the 4 little joysticks or whatever, and you and your friends would like get around that thing, and you all would lose together. Yeah, that was me.
Right. It would cost you like $50 to beat the game back in the day.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm looking for that old school Nintendo one, the first one.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be on there. I've never beaten that game.
Oh man.
I think that's the one I'm sinking my teeth into.
Okay. I'll have to track that one down because it's been a while since I've seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
But that Shredder's Revenge is already out. If you love the old beat 'em ups, it's super cool.
Yeah, the button mashing.
Yes.
Like do something. Yes, exactly.
Give me Leonardo because he's got the long sword.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. That was my thing, man.
Yeah.
That was my thing. Button mashing. I don't learn combos. I just learned how to mash the buttons a little better.
That's all you needed back then, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. Yes.
Now you are from Hawaii.
Yes.
If I was to go to Hawaii, what would be something I would have to do?
You have to go to the beach.
Okay.
You got to go to the beach. The beaches are beautiful in Hawaii. Although I'll admit I didn't go a whole lot, but the beaches are beautiful. The food is amazing. Oh my gosh. Me and my wife, we talk about some of these places on the mainland here that they say they have Hawaiian food and stuff. It's just there's just something missing, I don't know if it's not a little bit of aloha or what it is, but there's just something missing to where it's like maybe we just need to go back to Hawaii and get some of that food again.
Okay.
Yeah, but trust me, if you try it, it will chef's kiss.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so the food is definitely a must.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, you talked about mashups. I absolutely love mashups.
Yes.
I think it's like the coolest thing ever. Is there a mashup that maybe you haven't done that's maybe in, running the hamster wheel right now?
Dude, there are so many mashups I haven't tried yet.
Okay.
I have a list of things. I call it my hit list, and I used to write it by hand on envelopes around my little studio den, drawing den, but now I've started entering them in on my phone, and there's some things in there I don't want to reveal too much because I want people to be surprised. But I think once I start drawing them and releasing them, I think people will dig it. I really do. The thing about mashups to me, though, they have to be the perfect thing. You can't just like put two things together and hope it works. To me, it has to make sense. There has to be a psychology behind it. Like my Biggie Thanos, for instance.
Okay.
I saw the picture of Notorious B.I.G. is from the 90s. And I was like, that's so awesome because he had the crown on. It was slightly tilted. And I was like, he's like king of New York. He's on top of the world. And so when I saw it on Luke Cage, it was in Cottonmouth's office, I thought, Biggie was on top of the world, thought he was the king of everything. who else kind of thinks that they were king of everything? Wanted to be the top dog. Thanos. So to me, that just made sense. And we drew that thing up, and I don't know, it really took off after that. I mean, it was crazy how people reacted to it, and they still react to it to this day. Even though I've had it like a few years now, people still dig it, and I love that.
The big difference is, though, Thanos thinks he was king of the world, where Biggie at one point was king of the world, right?
This is true. This is true. I got no kickback from you there.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Now, I saw you on Instagram. You've been to a recent AEW show.
Yes.
I've seen you done some Danhausen work as well. Maybe we get some wrestling mashups going on here soon?
You know what? I wouldn't mind doing some wrestling mashups. I actually have some in my list that I am strongly considering doing next. Right now, I'm working on a cover, and I'm working on a Disney villains piece. But there is some wrestling ones coming up that I think that people are really going to love.
Okay.
I really do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, I'm putting you on the spot.
Okay. How about this?
Okay.
My favorite overall wrestler in terms of entertainment value is The Rock.
Okay.
Because he could cut a promo like nobody else. My favorite wrestler in terms of intensity is probably Triple H. And especially entrance. I mean...
the game entrance was the best back in the day.
When that Motorhead hits, like, dun-dun, you're like, oh, and the crap's about to hit the fan. Favorite wrestler in terms of technical skills? Ooh, probably Angle. Kurt Angle was amazing. High flyers, I always loved the Hardy Boys. They're also probably my favorite tag team. And then I think just in terms of like overall just showmanship, pure showmanship. I mean, you can't beat really Ric Flair, Woo! Walking down that aisle, baby. I mean, you can't beat that.
Right.
Yeah.
So Space Mountain would definitely be.
Exactly. Exactly.
He is Space Mountain for probably more than one reason.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I can imagine that.
Right.
I can imagine that.
Okay.
Yes.
So is there anything else you have going on that we should know about?
We are still on the tour trail. We're gonna be taking the show back up to Minnesota for a show. Then hanging up there for a week or two. Then we're gonna be hitting the road again. We're gonna be hitting some shows we've never done before. Rhode Island Comic Con, Baltimore Comic Con. We're gonna be doing Scarefest in Lexington, Kentucky. We're going back to New York this year. So it's going to be really exciting. If you follow my Instagram, you'll see everywhere we're going to be, all the new stuff we have coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's really going to be a lot of fun. I hope people will join us for the ride.
How's it feel to be back at these? It feels like we're here in West Palm Beach, Florida. Mm-hmm. It feels like almost nothing never happened. Like 2 years, it's been crazy, but it kind of feels like normal, right?
It does, and it's really encouraging. Like, people are resilient. We might face challenges, for a period of time, but eventually we bounce back. And that's the thing that I think most people are taking away from the whole situation that we faced the last couple of years. People are coming back, and we're coming back in force. And that's really, really awesome to see.
Okay. So if people aren't at the conventions that you're at, how can people buy your art?
I do have my website, JamieCokerCreations.com. You'll find a lot of my villains on there primarily. However, you can also get in contact with me on my Instagram. Like if you see something like, hey, I like your horror turtles. You can always order directly from me. And that's my first name, .coker_artist on Instagram.
And you do reply to those messages. I can verify that for sure.
Yes, I do. I absolutely do. Yep, I check it every day.
All right, awesome. Well, Jamie, I'm going to let you get back to making some money here because that's what you're here for. Selling your awesome work, and it was definitely a pleasure. And I have to decide which one I get. I think I'm going to go something. I mean, we've got Larry Kenny across from us. I think I have to get something Thundercats related. Wow,
I might be able to accommodate you there.
You got something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
You got something for me.
I think so.
You got something for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Jamie Coker, for your time, definitely.
Absolutely. I'm so glad I got to do this and talk to you and see all the people of YouTube and everything. So thank you.
Awesome. All right, guys, if you like interviews like this with Jamie Coker, make sure you stay tuned in here to Toned In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.